Welcome to the YouTube channel of Snelata Srivastava, XSG Lok Sabha. In this video, as I told you in my previous video, that I will tell you about special procedural features regarding private members' bills. If as regards bills sponsored by private members, which are called private members' bills, while the general procedure is the same as in the case of government bills, there are some special procedural features which I am going to tell you. The period of notice of a motion for leave to introduce a private member's bill is 1 month, unless the speaker allows the motion to be made at shorter notice. The period of notice is counted from the date on which the notice of a bill is received in the Secretariat. In the case of bills which, under the Constitution, cannot be introduced without the recommendation of the President, the period of notice is reckoned from the date of receipt in the Secretariat of the President's recommendation, where the date of receipt of the President's recommendation is later than the date of receipt of the notice of the bill. As in the case of government bill, the notice of a bill from a private member is accompanied by a copy of the bill together with the statement of objects and reasons. A bill not accompanied by the statement of objects and reasons is returned to the member. In such a case, the period of 1 month is counted from the date on which the statement of objects and reasons is received from him. In case it is considered necessary to revise the statement of objects and reasons attached to the bill, it is revised under the direction of the speaker, and the concurrence of the member concerned is invariably obtained. A member can give notice of not more than 4 bills during a session, as I told you earlier in my first video on private members' business. When different members give notice separately or conjointly to introduce an identical bill, the names of all those members are appended to the bill in the order in which the notices have been received in point of time, and are included in the list of business against the motion for leave to introduce the bill. However, if two or more members give notices of an identical bill at the same point of time, a ballot is held to determine their inter se priority, as I told you in my earlier video. The member whose name appears first is called to move the motion for leave to introduce the bill. In case the first member is absent, the second member or the third members, and so on, as the case may be, who is present moves the motion. The member who moves the motion becomes the member in charge of the bill. When a bill is pending before Lok Sabha, notice of an identical bill, whether received before or after the introduction of the pending bill, is removed from or not entered in the list of pending notices, as the case may be, unless the speaker otherwise direct. This comes under Rule 67. Here I tell you a little background that before 1953, before this rule was framed, notices of identical private member bills were permitted, because all private member bills were then balloted even for introduction. With the abolition of ballot for introduction of private members bill in that year, every private members bill was assured introduction. This created an anomalous position, for although identical bills could not be introduced in the same session, there was no bar to the introduction of an identical bill in a subsequent session. The result was that the House could be seized simultaneously of a number of identical private members' bills at various stages of progress. The present rule thus avoids such a situation, while at the same time it vests power in the speaker to entertain in his discretion notices of identical bills in special cases where such a course is necessary. Bills dealing with the same subject have, however, been allowed to be introduced, and there is no bar a bill being introduced in Lok Sabha when an identical bill is pending before Rajya Sabha. So these are the special features about the private members bill. Thank you. In my next video, I'm going to tell you something more about the private member bill. Thank you.